the medium for sure.
Okay.
We don't actually grow anything. We're here to help people grow it for themselves. So Louisville Grows started out several years ago as a kind of a grassroots nonprofit that worked to kind of find volunteers to kind of help out with community gardens. So Louisville Grows has worked to get access to spaces either through ownership or through leases or different agreements with the property owners to let people have access to the space.
The community gardens we work with typically are either gardens that have already existed in some way but need additional resources or help with organizing or with getting some resources, or they're people who want to start a completely new garden. And so they start with finding a piece of land and knowing what to look for, how to test it, and see if there's any water nearby, any other resources that they may need for that, and then getting people on board. And so what we do at Louisville Grows is try to provide some organizational resources in terms of community gardening toolkit that we have that sort of goes step by step. And so we kind of just make a format for it a little bit to make it easier.
I grew up in a home where there's gardening. My mom grew up on a farm, so it was always something that I had a responsibility with. So this year Chad applied for funding through Louisville Grows, and they were able to help out with everything.
The JCC has had this garden on their property for about 4 or 5 years. It's been hugely helpful to have Louisville Grows be a part of this process. We've been able to use the community grant to install new raised beds and increase our growing capacity. We've also been able to install a raised bed right outside the garden as a gleaning bed where the community can come pick things.
Louisville Grows has done a great job for us over the years.
We are a very multifaceted organization, and a lot of people don't know that we also, have a Love Louisville Trees program where we plant trees in these neighborhoods.
And today we're going to be planting our 2,000th tree. I think we're going to exactly 2017 today. So,
by spring 2018, we'll have had 2,500 trees planted in the ground, all done by volunteers. We educate the people on how to plant the trees correctly, how to care for the trees correctly, keep them watered, keep them pruned, so that we can kind of reduce the urban heat island effect through community tree plantings. If you really boil down what we do, we're a community health organization, and our biggest focus is community. We're trying to grow community, and what we found is a lot of these community gardens have become kind of a community hub.
We've had so much kindness with people just stopping by saying thanks for being here. So being able to be here and meet people who live here and have that friendly interaction is so important.
We have a connection to a larger community of people throughout the city who are also working on trying to create that sustainable, healthy model for what communities can look like.
And it's something you can't really plan for. It's the whole idea of an organic development of a community in the same way you can't force a plant to grow. You can just sort of make the conditions as close as you know how to get and see what happens. And it's kind of the same thing with human relationships, and it's been really awesome to see how that works.